Welcome to the Drive-In Movie Podcast.
Now playing 28 years later, The Bone Temple.
This is the podcast where Berkan and I go see a brand new blockbuster movie in theaters.
And immediately come to the car to film a full-length podcast episode. No studio equipment, just some typical social media mics and a dream.
Right. And we, again, we're doing this a little bit unconventionally. We didn't watch the movie just now. We saw it on Monday, I believe.
Yes, we went to we were invited by the studio to go see a press screening, so we got to see it a little bit early, which is very exciting.
Is the movie out yet?
It's officially out as of this episode.
Okay,
yes.
great. Okay, perfect.
So we can talk about spoilers, we can go into the thing.
But we won't do that till the end of the episode. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, just watch the beginning part, and then we'll tell you when we're going to start talking about the movie. And then if you haven't seen it yet, you can tune out then.
Yeah, but before we get into everything else, and before we do get to the review, I just want to say, why did nobody warn me about the abundance of zombie penises? That's in 28 years later.
There is a huge, massive excess of zombie penises.
Yeah, and they're all massive.
Yeah.
They're all very big. They make me feel very bad about myself.
I was doing a little bit of a setup. I was doing a little bit of a... But yeah, I mean,
it's crazy.
Some unrealistically sized proportions zombie dongs.
It's crazy. It's not just and when I say excessive, it's not you just see one zombie penis for 10 seconds. No, you see every zombie you see their penis.
They're fully naked and they're on screen for a prolonged amount of time.
Yeah, and this is a franchise
it's centered on the
zombies.
penis.
Yeah, it is centered. They're that big.
It's not on the edge of the screen. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
Yeah.
It is absolutely crazy. Nobody warned me for that, and it was a little unsettling.
That being said, absolute cinema.
Absolute cinema. Cinema. A peak cinema experience. We'll get to that
we'll get into it a little bit later
of the episode.
So sorry that we missed last week, you guys.
Yeah.
We're back in full swing now.
I was hospitalized.
That's right. Berkan had an asthma attack.
I had a very bad asthma attack.
I am violating HIPAA by telling you guys. That's not exactly my medical records to share, but you know what?
Yeah.
I feel like we're close enough that I can.
Yeah, I feel like we've bonded. I mean, they're part of our crew.
Yeah, exactly.
They're part of our crew.
And you should know when Berkan can't breathe.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you've earned that.
Yeah, you should. But yeah, I went to the hospital Friday morning. It actually sucked because I was supposed to fly to LA that day, and I couldn't go to LA for an event I was really excited for. And then the next day we were supposed to film, but I still really couldn't breathe all that well. I was hyped up on steroids, so we're back now though.
Yeah, and I don't want to linger on this because I know that this is gonna bring down the mood a little bit for our viewers. But we did have to put down my family dog the other day too, so not a great week.
Not a great week for the Drive-In Movie Podcast, but we did watch One Piece.
We did. Yeah, we have been watching.
We had a lot of time to watch One Piece. Let's just dive into One Piece.
Well, okay, we'll go One Piece.
Let's dive into One Piece.
Okay, so I watched episode 20 this morning.
Yes.
Too. So I think our goal now is to watch 10 episodes a week.
Yes, mission accomplished.
Every episode. So now we've watched up to episode 20. Next week we'll watch up to episode 30. Exactly.
Yeah. So that means in 2 weeks we are 2 weeks away from us hitting the episode that everybody seems to be very excited.
45, I think.
I think 37.
37. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I think everyone was really excited for our opinions. Starting at episode 37.
I've heard a lot of people say at starting at this point you'll know whether or not you're into the show, and it's either episode 37 or 45. I think I've heard both numbers, honestly.
Yeah, so we're in the end game of not being in the end game.
A lot of people actually have said that the episodes that we're watching now are essentially the prologue of the show, where they're introducing characters, they're getting the crew together, and
which makes sense.
Getting their supplies. Yeah. So. Okay, let's dive into the review. Okay, so starting with episode 12, they get to the north shore of the island where Usopp's like, oh my god, they're going to invade from the north side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Usopp and Nami get there first. And I gotta say, they were doing their best to hold off the pirates. But when Luffy and Zoro show up...
It's
that classic anime moment where, the super strong characters show up and you just look at the villains and you go, oh, you guys are fucked.
Yeah.
You guys don't even know what's about to hit you.
Yeah, this episode 12 actually really pissed me off for this arc. Because that moment, Zoro gets there, Luffy's there, they have this Aura Farm moment. I was like, okay, now I'm hyped. I'm ready for the next episode for them to just go completely bananas on this crew. Right. And then it's 5 episodes of them just standing around and talking, and some action sequences that were cool, but oh my god, this arc was torture.
Yeah, it is. This is the main criticism of the show too that I've heard is that especially in the earlier episodes, the pacing, and this is why they made One Piece, which Dan was telling us to watch.
Yeah, shout out Dan Batui.
And this is also apparently why they're remaking a lot of the earlier episodes, because these episodes were made in like 1999.
Yeah.
So it's like, compared to newer animes, like the beginning of Demon Slayer, from episode 1, animation quality, top tier. Pacing, top tier. Like, episode 1 of Demon Slayer, the main character's entire family is brutally murdered, essentially. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, those newer shows do not do a ton of setup. They dive in. There's a hook immediately. Yeah. One Piece is not that way. There's a whole prologue, essentially.
And again, like you said, it's an older show. Yeah. We get it. But oh my god, and Captain Kuro could have been such a crazy great villain.
Clawhador?
Oh
wait. Captain Kuro's... Yeah, right, Clawhador's his alter ego. Yeah.
Captain Kuro could have been such a great... He was terrifying, but the man would not shut up.
I think, honestly, he's the best villain so far. I think Clawhador / Captain Kuro.
I take Buggy.
Best villain so far.
I take Buggy. Buggy at least got to action. Buggy talked for like a second, and then he's like, I'm going to screw things up
Buggy's like funny, I guess, but
Buggy was so much more
not intimidating to me, and I don't like his backstory.
He was so much more
Captain Kuro, I actually thought he had an interesting backstory where he's this like menacing pirate captain villain who wants peace. He's tired of the criminal life, and he's found this quiet little island, and he is willing to carve out a life for himself.
The dude is the definition of villains monologuing at you, though.
Oh my god,
he is the stereotype. Yeah. To an extreme level.
I'm like, shut up. On our Patreon, I've been posting full reactions to full episodes, and yes, I literally say in my reaction videos, I'm like, here he goes monologuing again. He's doing the classic villain gets caught monologuing thing.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And like, there was a moment where he's like swaying back.
Oh yeah, he's doing his little dance
and then
move.
He's ripping everybody shreds. I was like, oh my god, this guy is insane.
And they're letting him do this.
They're all terrified, and Luffy's like, what the heck's going on? And he's just like, literally tearing into them, and then they're all fine. And then monologue. I'm like, please stop.
Okay, that does get me into my next part of this review for this bunch of episodes, is that he doesn't even have devil fruit powers. He's just a normal guy who can do that.
Yeah.
So
he's just crazy talented.
I mean,
Zoro's dueling with a sword in his mouth.
Yeah. So I guess that's true.
It's like people can do this in a circus.
Okay, and episode 20 is... I'm skipping around a little bit.
It's okay.
Okay, speaking of Zoro, I'll get into that in a second. But sticking with Clawhador for a second, it's crazy to me watching that whole fight that Luffy actually has devil fruit powers, and Clawhador is just some normal guy. And Clawhador gave Luffy the biggest ass whooping yet of the whole show. I mean, Buggy had power. He's basically invincible, and Luffy, I don't even think really got hit with Buggy.
No, Buggy beat up Luffy a little bit.
He tore up the hat, but I mean, like, Clawhador really tore into Luffy.
He didn't actually tear out the hat because the hat is the One Piece.
Right, well...
the hat magically is fine.
Right.
It has to be the One Piece.
Nami had a line that she would patch up the hat or something like that. So because it's a straw hat. She had a line, so they fixed up the hat, I think. But, I mean, like, it was surprising. I do think so far, Clawhador, best villain, and this was the best fight so far. Best backstory, best motivation, most intimidating, and best fight. Luffy's actually getting hurt and beat up, and
it just took
torn.
Way too long to get there.
It did get it. Yes, like the entire arc into the fight was so slow, and it was just filmed. It was filled with so many moments where they just put a single frame on screen, and then they just put noises and voices over it, or they just shook the single frame. So they did cut a lot of corners animation wise, but again, the episode came out 25 years ago.
Yeah. They also started experimenting a little bit more. Like, there's a shot where they're like, it not 3D, but it starts from like up the hill, and it's like tracking. It's almost like a camera tracking going downhill to character. I was like, okay, that's something new that we haven't seen in the first 20 episodes. So they're trying to experiment more animation wise. Yeah. So like, I know, and obviously it's going to steadily improve.
Yeah.
Every arc. I will say, I think Luffy is shaping up to be one of the most admirable characters in all of TV.
Admirable.
One
of the most admirable characters.
Because I really like the way he values friendship, and I love like his disdain for Captain Kuro comes from the fact that Captain Kuro was like, okay, yeah, now I'm just gonna kill my own crew. I love how much that pissed Luffy off.
I think you could be an anime guy, dude, because this is like your first anime. You've never actually given anime a solid shot. That's a lot of anime main characters. So I mean, I think that this show could get you into the genre as a whole. Now that we're obligated to watch it, I think that this show could get you into the genre as a whole.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
That being said, yeah, I have so many problems with the Black Cat pirates. First of all, they're all wearing cat ears. These are pirates, which means that they roll up to some unsuspecting town, pillage it, steal all the money, kill all the people, then book it to the next town. If your town gets captured by a bunch of dudes wearing cat ears, like maybe you deserve to get raided.
Maybe it's a play on the fact that they're not pussies.
But they are. But they are. But they literally are.
But maybe that's the point. Like that's the play. Like, hey, we're not.
And then the rest of the crew gets hypnotized or something. So then the two good cats, like the two strong cats, pop out, and they're really freaky, dude.
Yeah, that was a weird. Like this episode had like arcs within the arcs, and I was like, I'm tired.
That's what I mean by
I'm so tired.
Yeah. That's why I was like, I think Clawdor is like the best villain so far because the opposition is like literally those guys who are circus freaks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Captain Kuro is like a real grounded like villain.
Mm-hmm. And like actually, there are moments.
Motive.
Yes, and there's moments where you're like, oh, this guy could kill everybody.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And his crew's rooting for him. What has he ever done for the crew? He's constantly just screwing the crew over, threatening to kill them, hurting them.
But I mean, it's more just like it's fear, right? Because you're afraid. You can't like.
But they should be happy that Luffy is giving them hope that he's gonna beat the guy who's literally saying, "I'm gonna kill you guys after I kill this guy right now. I'm gonna kill you guys." And they're like, "Go, Captain!" No,
you got it.
Luffy is trying to save your life.
Yeah,
you know
that's fair. That's fair. Well, yeah.
Also, I don't know what happened to Django. I don't think that's clear what happened to Django because he gets his ass beat in the forest. Then the next scene, they're all getting on the boat to leave.
We have 1,000 episodes to figure out what happened to Django.
Right.
I want to say one thing.
Mm-hmm.
People, Michael, am I ugly?
No, of course not. You're sexy as hell.
Well, people, I talked about how Usopp was really ugly, and then people are like, you really shouldn't be talking.
I think that was uncalled for.
What if you think I'm sexy as hell? What movie would you describe me that is compared to my level of attractiveness? I thought a lot about this for you. I think your movie attractive comp is Shrek.
Shrek?
Because Shrek is beloved. Everybody loves Shrek. It is a clear 8.5, 9 out of 10 movie.
But he's not a conventionally attractive person.
It's not about being conventionally attractive. It's about how much people love the movie.
Comparing me to Shrek as a compliment?
Yeah, it's an 8. I just said that statement. I just said that you're an 8.5 out of 10. Okay. 8.5, 9 out of 10.
Okay. Let's see. I get you to me, DC Superman 2025.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
you're up there. You're up there. You're interesting. There's barely any room to get better for you. You know what I mean?
Right, but I am
Usopp,
for the specific taste.
Unfortunately, Usopp is Sinners.
Whoa, wait.
The most attractive a person could possibly be.
What?
Unfortunately
That's
for you.
Crazy.
Okay. To finish up on my One Piece review, because we really just did we've only been talking about Clawdor and everything.
Yeah. And I hope you guys appreciate that we went a little bit more in depth now that we're watching more episodes.
Right. But there's a couple episodes after that arc that we also watched. So I'm just going to talk real quick about them. I didn't like the episode where they went to the random island and there's a dude in a chest there and there's all those random animal hybrids because it doesn't really. It was just like a one-off. It didn't add anything to the story, and nobody gained from that experience. The dude is in the exact same position that he was in when they showed up, and they are in the exact same position as they were in when they showed up. What was that even for? That episode could have been cut. To me, that felt like filler. And I know that a lot of people have been saying that there's no filler in the show, but to me, that episode felt like filler.
People say there's no filler in One Piece?
That's what I've been seeing.
That feels crazy.
They say that everything comes back around. Everything that felt like filler before ends up being important later on.
I think you only get away with that when you have 1,000 episodes, but that doesn't mean
right. Yeah, because eventually, the creator's going, "Oh God, what do I do now?" Well, I guess there was that one guy that I never really expanded on.
Yeah. I think okay, there may not be technical or actual fillers in One Piece, but they were definitely made to be fillers at one point.
Yeah, I think that probably was originally a filler episode. And then what happened? Oh, we got Zoro's backstory. Zoro is easily the best character in the show by far. I mean, he's the coolest. He is one of the strongest. and he has a really compelling backstory, and he's not a one-dimensional character. Luffy is, like, to me, very one-dimensional. You know what I mean? Like, there's not a lot going on. He's exactly as he says he is. Zoro, there's some depth to it. You know what I mean?
If anything happens to Zoro, I'm quitting. Like, I'm not watching One Piece anymore.
Me too. Well, I'm obligated, unfortunately.
But I'm done. I will be done.
He is my driving force, and he is my GOAT, and I will stand 10 toes down for Zoro.
Okay. I like that.
And so loved the backstory. Could not have asked for anything more. Feminist King Zoro.
King.
Let's see what happened after that. Oh, then they went to the restaurant and they met Sanji. Sanji is such a dope, dapper fella. Let me tell you, I'm looking forward to them expanding on him, and figuring out more about this restaurant, because the chefs, like the crazy fighting chefs who can break dance, so interesting. You know, it's a goofy show, but I'm interested in it. You know,
he's more of a Sinners, in my opinion.
He is a very handsome fellow, and he's got some riz. I mean, he's laying game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, looking forward to it. That's where we're at so far.
Nice. Okay, well, one fandom to the next fandom.
Right.
Let's talk Avengers Doomsday.
Yes.
Avengers Doomsday.
Came out like 5 trailers.
4 trailers.
4 trailers.
And they surpassed 1 billion views.
Combined?
Okay,
so they each did like 250 million.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Was the Cyclops one the most viewed one?
I actually believe Steve Rogers was the most viewed one, but that was also the first one.
Yeah.
And it was Chris Evans being revealed.
What's interesting is I felt like people are more excited for Cyclops than they are for Chris Evans.
I think so. I mean, people want Cyclops to be done well.
Yeah.
And they want Cyclops to finally be represented properly in live action. And so far, the suit is right. The rage, the action shot, it's been people aren't exaggerating when they say the 2 seconds you see him in the Avengers Doomsday teaser is the best he's ever looked in live action.
Interesting.
So I'm personally very excited. I do have a theory about Avengers Doomsday.
What is it?
So the Russo brothers have said that the Avengers Doomsday teasers are not teasers, they're not trailers, they're clues and puzzles. I think there's a chance that none of these sequences we're seeing in these teaser trailers, I think there's a chance that none of the trailers we get for Avengers Doomsday is anything that's actually in the movie. Like, I think it's all going to be prologue. So all that has already happened. We're in the Doomsday right now. It's already all happened. So when the movie starts, you would have had to have seen the trailers and the teasers to know the background of what's going on.
What?
We're just going to dive right in. Because think about it. If we're introducing all those characters and setting up everybody why they're there, it's going to take forever. It's going to take forever. So what if they're showing us everything we need to know?
I feel like they would have to tell us.
Why?
They'd have to tell us before you see the movie, watch all the trailers.
They might.
If it's important for the story. You know, that's something that you'd have to know ahead of time.
The Russo brothers are tricky. They're tricky. They like some deception.
They didn't do that for Infinity War or Endgame.
This has never been done for any movie ever, where the teasers and the trailers weren't actual footage from the movie.
Why do you say that the Russo brothers are tricky?
Because they've done things before where they've been cryptic and they've want people to figure out clues and hidden messages and stuff like that. Like, they've done it before.
You know what? I will say that's kind of a little bit like Arrested Development, where they will set up a season before the bit pays off. Arrested Development, honestly, one of the best shows ever made. Definitely one of the best comedies. Some of the best comedic writing ever done. And it's such like a wild range to go from Arrested Development to the peak of the MCU. And so, you know what? The more I think about it, if the Russo brothers were doing a lot of setup, that's not entirely out of character for them. The more I think about it.
Yeah, and honestly, I would be thrilled. I would be thrilled if I wasn't seeing anything from the movie. Like, as great as that Cyclops shot was, I mean, I guess I've seen it.
Yeah. That is a beef that we have, is that when the trailer is essentially the entire plot of the movie, and you watch the trailer for not just like MCU, but like for any movie, and you watch the trailer and you're like, I've already seen everything. Like, I know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I just saw the villain get defeated in the trailer. Yeah.
So I don't know. You though don't see, and from conversations you and I've had, you don't seem all that pumped about Avengers Doomsday.
Well, the problem with it is that so much of the MCU leading up to this, I haven't been super invested in. And so for a franchise that goes on for this long and has so many interlocking parts, I do feel like a movie like Doomsday or Secret Wars is supposed to be the payoff for all of this buildup. But so far, there hasn't been a ton of buildup. So it's like, So what's the pay? How good could the payoff be?
And as you're somebody who also doesn't really care about cameos all that much. I mean, I think you care. Well, we'll get into that further.
Right. But I have a point to make later on.
Later
Remember
in the
this.
episode.
Watch this space.
But you don't care. Like Deadpool Wolverine cameos didn't really do much for you.
No, honestly Channing Tatum was, to me, the best cameo in that movie, and that's not even like an actor playing a character that we've seen before.
Yeah, that's just
that was like a reference to a movie that never happened.
Right.
And that, to me, that was the best cameo. I didn't really care for Chris Evans as the Human Torch, honestly. It felt almost like it was a gimmick. You know what I mean? Because it was supposed to be Captain America, and then he ended up being the Human Torch, and they were like making a joke about how the same actor played both parts.
I just want to know, like, what is it going to take for Avengers Doomsday for you to walk out of that theater and be like, I'm very satisfied?
I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. Because I feel like at this point, so many of the characters in the MCU have already been introduced. You know what I mean? And it's like, Cyclops, to me, I don't have like a huge emotional nostalgic connection with, because I never read comic books or anything like that. So I'm not super attached to the X-Men. You know what it would be, actually? Michael Fassbender as Magneto. Michael Fassbender's Magneto, to me, was peak. And then who played young Professor X? What's his name?
I know what you're talking about. British lad. I know what you're talking about, though. He was in Split. He was in Glass. He was James McAvoy.
That sounds familiar.
James McAvoy.
Okay.
I think his name's James.
All right. I would look it up, but unfortunately, this episode we don't have service.
We don't have our internet assistant.
I know, which normally we do. So unfortunately, we're just gonna have to assume it's James McAvoy for now. Yeah. But yeah, I think young Professor X and Magneto making cameos, I would care about,
because more so than Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Or
Tobey Maguire, I do actually like the idea of Tobey Maguire Spider-Man making more appearances in the MCU. But that payoff, like the mega payoff of that, already happened in Spider-Man No Way Home. So it's like, yes, I actually still would like that cameo.
Okay.
But I don't think it's like
if the story's like great, like if the movie's genuinely great, you'll be happy.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then that's because as long as you're not going into it thinking like there's nothing that can happen in this movie in this next 2.5 hours that's gonna make me be happy.
Yeah.
As long as you're not there, we're good.
No, I mean, and again, I'm willing to be proven wrong. I went into Thunderbolts thinking I was gonna hate it.
That's fair.
And I came out, and it was my number 5 movie this year. Actually.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And I honestly think that helped it, was the fact that I went in thinking like, it's going to be whatever. And then I walked out going, oh, my expectations were low and they blew me out of the water. Yelena, I'm watching it for her. So they really need to she needs to steal a spotlight again, because she 100% made Thunderbolts worth watching. So I think she needs to continue to be the focus.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I like that. I can respect that. Okay. What's next for us, Michael?
All right. So, speaking of old characters that are going to be coming back and making cameos and stuff, have you been seeing the trend online of people posting their pictures from 2016?
Yeah, I have.
We should do a fantasy draft of the best movies from 2016.
Okay, I like this plan.
And whoever has the better draft of 2016 movies wins.
How do we decide who goes first?
Rock, paper, scissors, maybe?
Okay.
Ready? Rock, paper,
wait.
shoot.
You're covering my camera.
Okay.
You're covering my shot.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Bang.
Okay,
all right.
So you, me, and we'll do 5 movies.
Yeah, so it's you. It's me, you, me, you.
Oh,
me.
Okay.
I think
we'll do 2 at a time.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
You go first, and then we do 2 at a time.
So with the first overall pick of the 2016 movie draft, I'm taking Captain America: Civil War.
Oh, good pick.
One of my favorite movies in the MCU.
Basically an Avengers movie.
Yeah, basically. The introduction of Spider-Man in the MCU.
Better than some of the Avengers movies too.
Yes.
Good pick.
I just want to say, 2016 goated year for movies.
Yeah.
2016 really was the best year ever.
Looking back on these movies from 2016, I went, wait, that also came out in
what a great year.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, for me, I'm picking Rogue One.
Oh, such a good
Rogue One,
pick.
A Star Wars story.
Good pick.
So I think honestly, right now we're pretty neck and neck with Rogue One, arguably the best Star Wars movie. Yeah. And then Captain America: Civil War, one of the best MCU movies.
Yeah.
So
okay,
we might be pretty neck and neck. Do I pick?
You go again.
Okay, but did you have something to say?
No.
Okay, let me see. Which of these am I going to pick? Okay, for my second pick, I am taking the best Disney live-action remake.
Okay.
You already know what I'm going to say. I'm taking Jungle Book.
That's such a good pick.
I'm taking.
Oh man.
I am not a fan of live-action remakes. This is the one time where I thought they actually nailed that.
It is one of the first ones too. It really gave us a lot of hope for these live-action remakes, to be honest.
The CGI, I don't know if it was ahead of its time or not, because I can't. Sometimes there are movies that come out today where I'm like, the CGI
I think
looks
some of it was practical. Like they
I
had
bet a lot of it was practical,
builds.
but they did also have a lot of CGI.
Yeah.
And it was like, it kind of reminds me of like, okay, so if the CGI is worse than Pirates of the Caribbean 2, Dead Man's Chest, if it's worse than Davy Jones, I'm like, what are you doing?
Is that our CGI scale? Is it worse or better than Davy Jones?
In 2008, they were able to accomplish this. You should at least be able to do that. You know what I mean? I think Jungle Book probably matched that level. So that's, to me, I'm like, Jungle Book, great CGI, great story. Actually a good live action remake. They added elements to it. That's my number 2 choice.
Okay. I am taking one of my favorite animated Disney movies of all time.
Yeah.
Zootopia.
I knew you were going to pick that one.
Because I've talked about it on the podcast. I was like, I'm not going to let this opportunity be wasted.
Right.
I'm taking Zootopia.
You're a bit of a furry.
I am a little bit of a furry. Okay, so the next pick, so that's 2.
Yes, you have 2. I have 2.
Okay, so the next one's a little bit tricky because it's like, do I want to go for like movies that like did really well, movies that are just like great, or do I want to go for like actual? I'm gonna pick one that's actually like really great cinema that I think's a little bit underrated and forgotten about. Okay. Arrival is a great movie.
Oh, Arrival
with Amy Adams, such a good movie. I'm taking Arrival.
Okay.
Yeah, people forget about it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I am going for a comedy because they don't make comedies anymore.
You're going to take one off my list.
This was one of the last great comedies ever made.
Oh,
I'm taking Mike and Dave.
I knew it. I knew you were going to take that. I knew you were going to take that because of Audrey Plaza.
I'm hitting like every genre. I'm taking the best comedy of 2016. I'm taking the best live action remake. I'm taking the best Star Wars movie.
That is good. Yeah. That's good. Dang. Okay. What do you got next then?
Oh, right. I get to pick 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Frick.
Okay. To match your Zootopia pick, I am also taking one of the goated animated movies.
Oh, this is an animated movie I haven't seen before.
Really?
Yeah.
We might be talking about different things.
Really? Oh, okay.
I'm almost 100% sure you've seen this. I'm taking Kung Fu Panda 3.
Oh, what?
Kung Fu Panda 3.
Oh, Michael, you whiffed.
What do you mean?
Kung Fu Panda 3?
What's wrong?
As one of the goated animated movies?
It is the finale. Well, not the finale, I guess, now that they made Kung Fu Panda 4. But it was like the end of a trilogy of one of the greatest animated series.
Yeah, but Kung Fu Panda started at peak and then it went downhill every movie.
Okay, it's no How to Train Your Dragon. But it is one of the best animated trilogies ever made.
Yeah, but Kung Fu Panda 3 isn't good.
Okay, but we're talking 2016.
What a whiff.
Movies.
I may have just I thought you were going to pick Kubo and like the Great String or 2 Strings or something.
No, Coraline's better.
Okay.
Coraline's better. And here, if Kung Fu Panda 1 came out in 2016, I would have picked that.
Okay, yeah, that would have been a great pick.
Okay, but it didn't. Kung Fu Panda 3 is the one that came out in 2016.
Okay.
We're within the confines of this game. That was a good pick.
Okay, fine. No, I think you gave me a hole.
Between January 1st, 2016 and December 31st, 2016.
I think you gave me an opportunity
for
to come
animated
back.
movies. That was a good pick.
I think Arrival was a stretch pick of mine. I think you just gave me a window to make it okay. I'm taking Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Well, it's another.
You're talking whiffs You're talking whiffs to me.
Doctor Strange is not a whiff compared to Kung Fu Panda 3. You like Doctor Strange.
You picked 2 MCU movies, and one of them was Civil War.
That's crazy.
I'm not done. I have one more pick.
Oh, you have one more pick. Okay, fine.
I have one more pick. So
wait.
You picked 2 MCU.
Oh
movies,
no!
And one of them.
I left a big one on the board.
Well, talk about it after I make my pick.
Oh, no, I did. That was 2015. We're good.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we're good.
But again. You went so far downhill picking Doctor Strange after Civil War because now you've basically 2 of the same category and one of them's just objectively worse than the other.
Okay, fine, whatever. What do you got?
Okay, for my last one, let's see. I'm going for an Academy Award winner. Okay, I'm going for an Oscar bait movie.
Hail Caesar?
Nope. One that almost won Best Picture, made one of the best memes, probably the best Oscar meme ever until Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. I'm taking La La Land.
Did La La Land come out in 2016?
Yeah.
I thought it came out in 2017.
We need to look this up.
I don't think La La Land came out in 2016.
We need to look
I don't know. Well, it may have came out December. Oh, I think I think you're right.
It was on the Wikipedia as a 2016 movie.
Oh, you looked at Wikipedia. I remember seeing La La Land in theaters early February because I watched it in LA, but that doesn't mean it came out in 2017. So I think you may be right. I think it was a December release.
For the sake of this episode, I'm right.
Okay.
If it came out in 2017, leave it in the comments. But look it up. But it came out in 2016.
Oh, this might be controversial. Okay, yes, but the Moonlight.
I think you're just straight up wrong.
Do I take Moonlight as a
to counter? Do you have another pick?
I have one more pick. I did Zootopia. I did Civil War. I did Doctor Strange, and I did Arrival. So I have one more pick.
Okay.
Let me see the list.
This is my okay.
I'm looking at the list.
Your
I
list
get
is
one more
also
pick.
Here. Wait, you have a different list. Don't look at my
list. Yeah.
You're looking at my fucking
Moana.
list. You just stole my pick. Do you even have Moana on your thing?
I think I did, yeah. I had Moana.
No, you don't.
Oh, I should have had Moana. That was the first movie I ever saw with my wife.
You had Captain America Civil War, Zootopia, Rogue One, Arrival, The Jungle Book, Deadpool, Doctor Strange, Batman vs. Superman, Eddie the Eagle, and Mike and Dave Need Wedding Days. You stole my movie.
Was that what you were going to pick?
No, but...
Okay, well then shut up!
Because I already have 5.
Okay, then who cares?
But you took my research.
Okay, fine. I took your research. But okay, so my 5 movies, Captain America Civil War, Doctor Strange, Zootopia, Arrival, Moana.
I think you're disqualified for cheating off.
Okay,
of my
you
paper.
picked a movie that may not have been in 2016.
No, you said it wasn't made in 2016.
We'll
find out.
We will find out. But state your 5.
I hate you. I want you to know that I hate you. I have Rogue One. What did I have? I have Rogue One, Kung Fu Panda 3, Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, The Jungle Book, and La La Land.
All right, so let us know who won. I think I won. I think Kung Fu Panda 3 gave me a window to win.
Easily me. You picked Arrivals. And then you picked 2 MCU movies.
Yeah. All right, let me dive into some Hollywood news.
Right. What's going on in Hollywood recently?
We'll make this a little bit quicker. All right. Okay, so some news in Hollywood. Kathleen Kennedy is stepping down from Lucasfilm. Dave Filoni is going to be creative control. Kathleen Kennedy was basically in charge of all the Disney Star Wars era. So the sequel trilogy, The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, the revival of Clone Wars, all of that was Kathleen Kennedy. Michael, really quick, how do you feel about her leaving? Good, or is it a good thing for Star Wars or a bad thing for Star Wars?
I don't think that she did terribly, but I think Dave Filoni is just amazing. I think it's tough to compete with Dave Filoni in the Star Wars field.
Dave Filoni also came out that wasn't a fan of Andor.
Okay.
And Andor arguably is some of Star Wars' best work.
Okay.
So but yeah, Dave Filoni has a lot of good more than bad.
He has a hot take, but he's made good shows.
Yes.
I don't think that one comment can erase his body of work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There are a lot also with the news of Kathleen Kennedy departing. She gave an article. She gave some updates on some Star Wars movies. A lot is happening. The Mandoverse movie.
The Mandoverse.
Yes, the movie that kind of brings together all the Disney Plus shows that take place around the same time is kind of on the back burner right now. There was no mention of a Rey Skywalker movie. That is still happening. There is no plans to move forward with the search for Kylo Ren or whatever the name of that movie was. They've received a script for Donald Glover's Lando movie.
Oh, Lando, right.
And then they've also said that James Mangold, I don't know if I'm saying his name correctly, they're still developing his Jedi origin film, which I still think would be an incredible movie.
Who is he?
He's a director. I don't remember what he's directing.
Jedi origin, meaning just like how the Jedi Order came to be?
like literally a movie about the first Jedi.
Oh, wow.
I think that'd be incredibly interesting.
That would be really cool, actually.
But yeah, so we got that. We got some How to Train Your Dragon news. Kate Blanchett.
For the remake, maybe?
For How to Train Your Dragon 2, Kate Blanchett is...
The live-action remake.
Yes, is reprising her role as Hiccup's mother, Valka.
Okay.
We do have a Draco cast. I'm not familiar with the actor. Can't say his name.
The Draco cast.
Drago.
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 What do you mean the cast? What is that?
We got the announcement of who's playing Drago.
Oh, okay.
Or Drago.
Was he the villain in How to Train Your Dragon 2?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
He was a villain. I don't have him off the top of my head, unfortunately, so I can't. That's just kind of mute news.
We're never doing a no service episode ever again. We need to be able to Google this shit.
Yeah, we need to. A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms premieres tomorrow from us filming this episode. I'm very excited about that.
I'm so excited
that.
for that.
Takes place 100 years before Game of Thrones, after the events of House of the Dragon. It's about a knight who is an orphan in the streets of King's Landing. Growing up, it's a very grounded, earthy show. They've called it a violent therapy session. I'm very, very excited for it.
I'm really excited for that. I did like House of Dragons season 2. Season 1 was okay. I
really like season 2.
Even though Game of Thrones ended poorly, I still think the Game of Thrones franchise is more good than bad.
Yeah. Speaking of Game of Thrones, we do not know if we are ever going to get to Winds of Winter, the next book. I mean, okay, he's working on it. He's admitted that it's not necessarily a priority for him.
Yeah.
But they are working on it. He's still working on it. We've talked, the Jon Snow sequel is something that was in development, but they are not doing it anymore. He thought Jon Snow was the safest to give a spinoff, but there is an Arya spinoff that is being worked on right now.
Arya spin. Is this after the events of Game of Thrones?
After the events of Game of Thrones,
I
think
that
is super interesting because she goes off and explores the new world.
Brand new continent, brand new adventures, and honestly, one of the coolest characters in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot of people parking near us right now.
But that's the Driving Movie
This
podcast,
is
buddy.
a podcast that takes place in public, so when things are going on in the background, we fill you in so that you get the atmosphere, the environment.
We film exclusively in movie theater parking lots.
All right, yeah, go ahead and dox us real quick, Berkan. Let people know where they can find us. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, we really just narrowed it down, didn't we?
We? Yeah, what are you talking about, we?
I'm saying that as a joke. Do you know how many movie theater parking lots there are in the universe?
I know. It is always really scary when somebody is like you disagree with somebody on a movie and they're like, I'm gonna kill you. And then the next person in the comments is like, are you filming in this parking lot in this town? Like, wait, don't be telling everyone. Some of these people want to kill me. Don't be putting my location out there like that.
Yeah, they really do be not looking out for us sometimes, huh?
You say one negative thing about a movie or TV show that they enjoy, and they are willing to commit violence against you.
I, without fail, get death threats every single time I say that I'm not the biggest fan of Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Without fail. Saying it right now, I'm going to get death threats.
It is not worth killing somebody.
No.
Okay, so sorry to say it.
I've seen the movie 7 times. I fall asleep most of the time. I am sorry.
And guess what, Berkan? I think you deserve to live still.
Oh, thank you, Michael.
I don't think you're right, but I think you deserve to live.
That was really sweet of you. That was really sweet of you.
Anyway, okay, so new Game of Thrones stuff coming out. I'm actually really excited for A Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
I think it's going to be great.
Okay. Is there any more?
Nope, that's my Hollywood dump.
Okay. A lot of Star Wars stuff going on.
Oh, one more Hollywood dump.
Yeah.
The Incredibles 3 begins voice recording this March.
Oh.
Yeah, so we got that announcement almost 2 years ago. So I would say The Incredibles 3 would come out in 2028. That's my prediction.
Do you think that The Incredibles 2 was as good as The Incredibles 1?
No, but I think The Incredibles 2 is significantly better than people say it is. I rewatched it recently. It is so funny. There's a lot of Pixar movies that people don't actually realize are better. I mean, some people just don't watch them and they assume it's bad. And some people watch them once and then maybe didn't live up to some type of expectation and then they immediately assume that, oh, the movie must be bad. Like, for example, I know like a couple people, I think like our friends at Duck Takes just rewatched Toy Story 4 and they realized, oh, Toy Story 4 is actually good. Yes, it is. It is great. Incredibles 2, rewatch it. It's one of the funniest Pixar films. It is so funny. It's such a good movie.
I liked Incredibles 2. Incredibles 1 is just hard to compete with.
No, Incredibles 1 is one of the best superhero movies of all time.
You think it's the best, don't you?
No, I think it's in the top 5.
Okay, gotcha. You think it's the best Pixar movie?
I think it is in the top 3.
Is Toy Story's your best?
No. Monsters Inc. is my number one.
Right.
It's Monsters Inc., The Incredibles, and it might be Finding Nemo. It was Toy Story 3, but I've kind of had a Toy Story 3 dip.
Okay.
Toy Story 3 I'm starting to see that Toy Story 3 is maybe underrated or overrated.
Okay, interesting. Well, you know where I stand on Toy Story.
Yes.
But I'm excited for all of the new Star Wars and Game of Thrones stuff. Some of the Star Wars stuff that came out recently, I haven't finished Andor. I know it's the best Star Wars TV show made, and I watched a lot of the first season. I thought it was pretty good. I just didn't. I got sidetracked with other stuff. Now I have to watch One Piece.
Yeah, now you're locked into One Piece.
I love The Mandalorian. I honestly think The Mandalorian is the best piece of Star Wars ever made. Like better than any of the movies, any of that kind of stuff. Dude, we're completely boxed in.
Yeah,
now.
we
worked on all sides.
It was an empty parking lot,
and it's like it's always kind of weird when people are right next to you and they see you with a bunch of cameras and microphones and stuff like that. And they're like, "What are these guys doing here?"
Yeah,
some of these guys haven't gotten out of their cars yet.
They're just watching. They're enjoying the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Who cares?
So, anyway, what I was saying that I haven't seen a lot of the newer Star Wars projects. Obviously, not a huge fan of the sequels, that kind of stuff. But I am really excited for some of those projects you mentioned. The Origin movie. I don't know how I feel about the Rey Skywalker sequel.
I think it could be good.
Okay, I think Dave Filoni is creative director. I didn't hate Kathleen Kennedy. Or whatever. Catherine Kennedy. But it's again, Dave Filoni's just goated in like the Star Wars universe. Like it's hard to compete with his track record.
For sure.
So yeah, excited for all that stuff. Are you more excited, do you think, for the Star Wars stuff or the Game of Thrones stuff?
Star Wars, I think I still have Star Wars is still a big chunk of my love.
Yeah.
I think I'll always be very excited for Star Wars. Game of Thrones so has potential. It just needs to be quicker. I just need more quicker, I guess.
Gotcha.
So we'll see.
Okay.
We're getting Knight of Seven Kingdoms and the new House of Dragon season.
Was there any of the other Hollywood news that we didn't talk about?
Nope.
Like that you mentioned that we didn't dive into?
Okay. We're good.
All right,
What's next?
Moving on then. Berkan, you just went to a card show yesterday.
I did. Okay, I went to a card show, but I love collecting cards. I love like sport cards, movie cards, Pokemon cards, whatever. I love cards. I wanted to get your opinion on this. There's a card currently up for auction. It is the first Illustrator card of Pikachu, I believe. How much do you think it is currently at in auction?
It's a piece of cardboard.
It's a piece of cardboard.
Okay.
A graded piece of cardboard.
I'm going to say, knowing trading card collectors, it's ridiculously expensive for some. I know like a Babe Ruth card, like back in the day, like there were all these like stories about like, this signed Babe Ruth first edition card is like worth $1 million. So I think this Pokemon card probably worth like, I'm going to guess like $500K.
It is currently with a significant time left in auction. So like, I think maybe 20 days left.
Oh, it's a long auction.
It's a long auction and it's currently at over $5 million.
What? Who's got $5 million?
A lot
to spend on a card.
Listen, the card in question belongs to Logan Paul. He's worn it out multiple times during wrestling events in WrestleMania. But so it is his card that he is selling, but it's currently at over $5 million in auction.
What the? Who?
It probably, to be fair, it probably only adds a couple million to the value that it's Logan Paul and it was so public. Probably even not that much, actually. I don't really know how much the Logan Paul of it all is affecting the value.
I guess there's some pop culture, if you want to call it history.
Yes.
Like there's some history behind the card.
Yeah.
There's some significance to it, I guess. This one specifically, not just the fact that it's like an illustrated card or whatever, but the fact that it was like at these events. Didn't he wear it like on a chain or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, like, still, you would have to be crazy. Like, you have to be like a billionaire.
Money to blow.
You have to be like, maybe one of those people who live in Dubai and like to flex like their... those, like, there are people who live in Dubai and get like these crazy cool cars like Bentleys and stuff, but then they spend millions of dollars on the license plate. So they'll get like literally just like the number 6 as the license plate, and it'll cost like $10 million because that's like a single digit license plate. So it's like, I can understand some crazy rich oil money investor spending ridiculous amounts of money to flex, because we know that that when you got that much money, that's what you do. But I mean, like, still, what do you do with that card? Do you just hang it in your living room?
It's equity. Like, it's liquid.
It's not equity.
It's liquid.
It's like, it's a fake commodity.
It's not a fake commodity. You can't call it a fake commodity if it's selling for over $5 million.
Yes, you can. The NFTs were selling for millions of dollars. Now they're not
worth shit. This is a physical thing. You can wear it around your neck. You can put it in a safe. It is clearly that card is worth more money than we'll ever see in our lives.
Yeah, but just because someone's willing to pay that much money for it doesn't mean it actually has that much value. You know what I mean?
No, it quite literally means that's what the card is valued at.
No, dude, just because someone is willing to pay that much money doesn't mean that someone tomorrow will be willing to pay the same amount of money for it.
I don't know. I disagree.
It's not. You cannot. We've had this conversation before, but you can't use that asset.
Pokemon keeps booming, Every year, Pokemon gets more and more popular, more and more valuable. Every year, it's appreciated.
Yeah, go ahead and interrupt me right before I'm about to make the biggest point of my entire argument. Yeah, that's a great way to win the debate, Berkan. How could anyone possibly win against you if they never get to say what they were trying to say?
It's kind of a good strategy, don't you think?
It's the new meta. It's honestly that's the optimal strategy. That's the game-winning strat right there.
Yeah,
if they actually don't get to make sense, then you win by default.
Makes sense.
But you can't use an asset like that as collateral for a loan, for example. The bank will not say like, "Oh yes, this is something that we would be willing to accept as payment if you default on your loans because this has value." In the same way that property does.
I think
you know what I mean?
No, I don't. I think when a card is that expensive and it's publicly sold this way, I don't think that's true.
It's not like
I think if I had the card in my if I had the card that wasn't authentically graded and not had this big public auction, I think if I had the card just sitting in a drawer and I went to the bank and I was like, hey, I have a first edition Charizard at home.
It's a collector's
I don't think
item.
the bank would care, but I think
it's a collector's item.
Yes, a collector's item that has so much public weight and fame.
I
mean, you knew the card I was talking about. Yeah, I seen that card.
Yeah, but just because it's famous doesn't make it an asset.
Bankers, let us know, please.
Banker talk, please settle this debate for us.
Please let us know.
Okay. Well, that's ridiculous, and I'm very against. I'm not necessarily anti. I just do not understand the trading card community. I don't understand.
As a member of the trading card community, I understand.
Huge member of the trading card community.
Huge member.
What's your best card? Don't you have a Luka Doncic?
I have a Luka Doncic autograph rookie card. I have a Victor Wembanyama autograph rookie card. I just picked up a Cooper Flag rookie card. The most sentimental card I have, it's not necessarily the most valuable card I have, is I pulled a Kobe Bryant autograph 2 months after he died.
Right.
That's really special. And then actually a couple days ago, I ripped a couple packs of a new Marvel my goodness.
Take your time.
Topps Marvel Chrome. I ripped a couple boxes or a couple packs from that product, and I got a Sue Storm card that only 4 exist. It's numbered 4 out of 4 from the Fantastic Four. I was like, that's really cool. It's probably not worth a whole
4 out of 4 from the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, and a Sue Storm. I think I'm gonna get that. This is the problem. Because I have that, I think Vanessa Kirby is doing an autograph signing with SWSA or SWSU, and I'm going to send that card in for $150 to get her to sign it. So that'll be a nice piece. But my problem is the very next day I decided to rip another pack and I pulled the Thing's autograph.
Okay.
So the actor, he signed the card of the Thing.
Then you have 2 of the 4.
Now I have 2 of the 4. And I'm like, crap. Now I have to complete it.
Right. So now honestly, you pulling that cool card is more work.
It's actually a hassle.
Rather than just having a cool piece, now you have half of a collection.
Yeah, and the problem is Johnny Storm's autograph, Joseph Quinn's autograph is expensive, but it's less than $1,000. It's maybe $400. On a good day, maybe I can get it for $300. Pedro Pascal's autograph for the same set is a $2,000 card. Whoa. I'm screwed.
Yeah.
I am so screwed. It's never going to happen unless I pull it myself. And I can't, I don't have the funds to just buy boxes and boxes and boxes and try to pull it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, maybe we'll do a Kickstarter or something. So
yeah, we'll start a GoFundMe
so that you can complete your collection. Well, I mean, there you go. That's proof right there that you're a very prominent member of the trading card community.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of whether or not we value these cards, Berkan, I want to play a game called Trash or Treasure.
Bang.
And the premise of this game is that we will name a movie or TV show, and then on the count of 3, we will say whether we think it's trash or treasure, and then we will explain ourselves.
I like it.
Okay. Let me pull up my list here. Okay. So my first movie for Trash or Treasure, I already know where you stand on this. Mm-hmm. But I want to give you a platform to express yourself because I think that there's a cult following of this movie, but most people probably aren't huge fans of it.
Okay.
Right? So on the count of my first movie is Treasure Planet for Trash or Treasure. Hold on, save it. On the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Treasure Planet.
Trash.
That's
Trash Planet.
When was the last time you saw Treasure Planet?
20 years ago?
Okay, shut up.
Because it wasn't good.
Shut up.
One was enough. At 6 years old, if you watch a movie and go, it was mid, that's bad because 6-year-olds love movies.
I want you to shut up. I want you to go home and think about what you did. I want you to go home and watch. I'm pulling this card. I've never pulled this card. If you're actually my friend, if you are actually genuinely my friend, you're going to go home tonight and you're going to watch Treasure Planet. And you're going to think about what you've done.
You're not giving me a lot of options here.
No, I'm not. I'm dead serious.
This is how strongly you feel for Treasure Planet.
You're going to watch Treasure Planet.
When was the last time you saw Treasure Planet?
Last year.
What if we watched it together?
No, I want you to... that's how serious I am. You're going home tonight, you're watching Treasure Planet.
What is so good about Treasure Planet?
It's a great movie. It has so much potential to be a fantastic movie. It's the only animated film that could potentially ever be a unanimously goated live-action remake. It's probably the first animated film that if they made a live-action remake of, people would be like, oh, thank God, finally a live-action movie I can get behind. It is so much potential. It is Pirates of the Caribbean. It is Treasure Island. It is adventure. It is great animation for its time period. It's a great story. It's so good.
It's, what was that Star Wars show that came out with the kids?
Skeleton Crew? It is. Skeleton Crew is a fraction of what Treasure Planet is.
Gotcha.
So good.
Okay. Well, I knew you felt very strongly about that. But
that's revenge for me saying Coraline was trash.
I think a lot of people don't love it.
Unbelievable.
Or just haven't thought about it in years. You know?
I'm dead serious. You're watching Treasure Planet tonight.
Okay.
Like, One Piece can wait.
On a side note, you do owe me a watch of Inglourious Bastards.
I tried. I did try.
I
watched the first 5 minutes.
You owe it to me to watch the whole movie though,
okay,
because we had a deal. What was the movie that I had to watch?
I
forget.
We didn't make a deal on Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah,
I just wanted to watch it.
No, yeah, we did. Where if I watched a movie, then you would watch a movie, and my movie for you was Inglourious Bastards, and I watched the movie.
Okay, well this is for our friendship. Like, I need you to watch Treasure Planet.
Okay, this is not even like a.
This isn't even like a bit. Like, I need you to watch Treasure Planet.
This isn't a quid pro quo. This is you have to watch.
You have to watch.
I'm ordering you.
If you don't like it, fine. But I refuse to sit here and listen to you say it's trash if you haven't seen it in 20 years.
Okay. Well, okay. Do you have a movie for Trash or Treasure?
Yes, I do. Okay.
Yeah.
3. Oh.
No, what's the movie? What's the movie?
I've been thinking a lot about this. Brave. Pixar's Brave.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let me think about it for a second.
Okay.
I'll
give you 3 seconds.
I've only think I've seen the movie once.
Okay. Well, we'll see how you feel.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Treasure?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's one of the most underrated Pixar films. Most people have it in their bottom 10.
It gets a lot of hate for some reason.
I think it's great. Every time I watch it, I'm like, I really love this story. I really love these characters. I really like it. I like the animation. I like the voice acting. Like, I like it.
It is hard to understand sometimes. If you had the chance to change your fate, would you?
I understood that perfectly.
Yeah.
I understood that perfectly.
Yeah, I don't dislike it. That's why I gave it Treasure, because I don't think it's trash.
Yeah.
However, I do think that there are better ones. Like, I do think that there are better movies. Better Pixar movies, even.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's a top 10 Pixar movie.
Yeah.
I just think it is one of the most undervalued Pixar movies.
I think so. I think that's probably a good word for it.
I think we may have some more Trash or Treasure.
Yeah.
But for the sake of time, should we go
We're
on
52 minutes in.
Yeah, should we go on to our next game and then give a little tease so next week we'll play more Trash or Treasure?
What's our next game?
Did you want to do box office?
No, we'll do that one next week.
Okay, so we'll do box office. Okay, then let's do another Trash or Treasure before we get into Bone Simple.
Okay. So my second Trash or Treasure is Interstellar. Did you ever watch Interstellar?
I watched Interstellar for the first time 2 months ago.
Crazy.
A month ago.
I've been telling you to watch the movie for probably 10 years now.
And I watched it.
Right.
And I watched it.
Okay.
Okay.
Interstellar on 3. Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Treasure. I'm just kidding. Treasure.
Okay. I got really nervous for a second. I wasn't sure if it was a movie that you would enjoy. I don't feel like it's necessarily like your vibe.
I really enjoyed it. It is a 4 out of 5 on the masterpiece scale.
Ooh.
I predicted in the first 20 minutes though.
Well, you're good at that actually.
I literally like as soon as like the daughter was like, please don't go, like they're telling me like something's bad gonna happen, whatever. I was like, oh, he's giving his daughter his sign. Like he's the one who's telling the daughter.
That's
like,
a crazy when the book falls off the bookshelf.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that was him. I was like, I literally sat there in my hotel room in LA. I was like, I don't know how it's him. Like I have to watch to find out, and that's why I'm like intrigued.
Yeah,
but it's him.
You're really good at picking up on random plot twists
because there's no coincidences in movies. Nothing just happens. People are like, sometimes like you're like, oh, I hope nothing like happened. Like I hope like sometimes like people are like, oh, that happened. I hope it doesn't come back because I don't want anything bad to happen to these characters or whatever. Or people like will give things like second thoughts, or will think something's just like a afterthought, like it doesn't actually matter. That does not exist in film.
But you will even predict like a double plot twist. So for example, in Zootopia 2, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, I guess, but like one of the lynxes, right, ends up actually being a good guy.
Yeah.
Right? First of all, he was the guy under the mask. First of all, he's in a mask. Yeah. Right? And then the plot twist that we think is the plot twist is it's revealed that he's actually a good guy. And then Berkan goes, this guy's sus to me. And then he actually double plot twist ends up being the bad guy. And so it's like, it's not just that like there's no coincidences, but even if something unexpected happens, you will pick up on what the exact plot twist will be. Because even in this, like, even if the book was trying to say like don't leave, being able to predict that it was him somehow, not just like some other force or like aliens or
because what other force would care?
Like
that was my thought. I was like
future humans.
I was like clearly this spot has some type of like interdimensional thing going on. Like there's something about this spot. There's something about science about it. What in the universe would care if this little girl like if her dad left?
Yeah.
To go figure out what it is. Like no one would either care. It's only two possibilities. It's either that whatever is behind it is a bad guy and it doesn't want him to leave and discover it and stop it, or it's him.
Okay.
There's literally the only two options.
Gotcha.
But yes,
I'm just paying you a compliment.
I appreciate the compliment. I am very good at predicting movies, which is why when I say a movie's unpredictable, it goes a long way in my book. If I can't predict it, you win.
Okay. I do think that there's good writing that, I mean, like, sometimes, like, writing follows, like, a format because one thing should naturally lead to the next thing. You know what I mean? If things are, like, 100%, like, one thing doesn't necessarily, like, A doesn't necessarily lead to B, like, to me, that's, like, a little bit too chaotic.
Right.
Like, the South Park creators have this, like, really good theory. It's not exactly like a TED Talk, but they're giving, like, a lecture about writing to some college class or something, and they go, you should be able to connect every story point with so or but. Like, for example, like, Butters wins the lottery, so Cartman tries to steal the money, but, like, Butters signed it like a contract with somebody else or something. It's like, it's never like this happens and then something else happens. That's unrelated. Everything should lead to something else. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
It's like, just being unpredictable to me is not in itself a virtue. But you know, you're still really good at picking up on
I like to be able to know if like a story like I like it if it's unpredictable and it makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's not like a random act of being unpredictable, like something stupid, like the key was in my butt the whole time.
Right.
Like that's silly.
Yeah.
But it's unpredictable, and if it's smart, like a good example is the second Knives Out movie, where it was like it's unpredictable because there was nothing really to predict. Like it was just like
the plot twist is like there wasn't a plot twist.
Yeah.
Like, the plot twist, because like the whole idea of like the movie. This is what I didn't like about it was that was like, so someone murdered somebody else to get on the billionaire's good side, and the billionaire was somehow involved. And then it turns out that the billionaire just did it himself and nobody else was involved. And I'm like,
yeah, because he was just an idiot.
To me, I'm like, that's not like a good.
But to me, I was like, this
twist.
kind of fits with this character and it fits with the story, and I was happy with it. I really enjoyed it. Okay, I got one more trash or treasure, and then I do think we got to move on to Bone Temple.
I had one. Whatever.
Oh, we can do one more. I'm just thinking of time.
So, okay, if we do an hour and 10-minute episode, I mean, what's
the editor is like,
okay, whatever.
Okay,
do your thing.
It's no, we'll do one more. I don't want to cut you short.
Okay.
But my trash or treasure is Over the Hedge.
Oh, easy money.
All right.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Treasure. Easy treasure.
It's easily one of the best animated movies ever made.
No.
Cast easily. Yes.
Great cast. Greatest animated movies ever made.
Yes.
Over the Hedge.
Yes.
No, it is very entertaining.
Bro, Bruce Willis, Wanda Sykes, David Schwimmer.
One of the greatest animated movies. You're going to make me switch to trash.
Steve Carell. I mean, easily, like, the cast completely star-studded. The humor, top tier. Totally iconic. I mean, maybe the animation is dated. I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while. But and an original story, too. It's about a bunch of, like, woodland animals, and their ecosystem is being encroached on by residential development, so they start breaking into people's houses and stealing food. I mean, what's to hate?
It's nothing to hate. I just don't think it's one of the greatest animated films of all time.
It's iconic.
It's iconic. Yes, it's such a good movie.
I would say top 20.
I don't even think it's in the top 10 of DreamWorks films.
Maybe. We'll have to do the list.
Yeah,
but I will say,
like, what?
What? It's up there. It's up there. As far okay, because if you think of all animated movies, first of all, DreamWorks is one of the best studios.
Yeah.
So already, if it's a good DreamWorks movie, already it's in like the top 10%. We just said we don't even
think it's in the top 10 of DreamWorks movies alone.
I would say it's in the top like 10th percentile of animated movies. Would you disagree with that?
Yes, I would disagree with that.
Top 10%?
Yes, I would disagree with that. I mean, you have the Pixar movies, you have the Disney movies, you have DreamWorks.
I would say it's.
You have some of the classic anime films. You have the Sony animation films, like Spider-Verse films, Mitchell's vs. Machines.
I would say it's better than some of the Pixar movies. Like,
it's better than some Pixar films.
I would say it's better than like Elio.
Yes, it's better than Elio, but Elio, in my opinion, is on the bottom tier Pixar.
I would say it's better than Turning Red.
Okay, yes, again, but you're comparing it to movies that are not in the top 20 of Pixar films.
But that's because Pixar also, like, if we're thinking about how many animated movies there are, the Pixar movies automatically fall into like some of the best animated movies ever made.
Right,
just by virtue of the studio. DreamWorks is a competitive studio, and then this movie is better than some DreamWorks movies and some Pixar movies.
But we're arguing that, like, okay, we both agree that we both said Treasure. We both agree Over the Hedge is a great film. We're arguing whether it's one of the greatest animated films of all time.
I'm saying it's in the top 10%. I'm not saying it's in the top 20 or the top. I would say it's in the top 50.
Okay, I may give you top 50. I may give you top 50.
If you were to make a Wikipedia page for the top 100 animated movies of all time, I think Over the Hedge would go in there. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I'm not willing to say Over the Hedge is a top 50 animated film of all time.
I'd be willing to say that.
I don't know. That's tough.
I would say, dude, what did they do wrong?
It's not what they did wrong.
I can't point to one thing and say, this could have been better, I guess.
It is just like a fun, entertaining film. But that's what films are supposed to be. They're supposed to be entertaining. The greatest animated films of all time are great animated, fun films, but also have such great like life moments and meaning and like lessons and
it's about environmentalism. It's literally about environmentalism because
but it doesn't ever like deeply touch that.
It kind of does, dude.
I don't know.
It really kind of does.
Go figure. A environmental engineer loves Over the Hedge. Go figure.
Okay, my bad that, the environment is one of the few problems that affects everyone on the planet.
I'm just saying, I don't think Over the Hedge hits the emotional strings the way others do, while the other films that do hit the emotional strings has everything Over the Hedge has.
It's about family. It's about home. It's about friendship. It's about finding connections because the raccoon was like a lone wolf who then joined the family. And it's about environmentalism.
I just don't think it's a top. Okay, you know what? We're gonna have to. Is that our homework? I'm gonna try to list 50 animated films that are better than Over the Hedge.
Yeah, sure.
Dear Lord.
Okay, and then we'll talk about my last movie in the next episode because we can't actually talk about that later.
Okay. Bone Temple.
Yeah, it's time to get into the actual movie of the episode.
Nice.
Bone Temple.
How many Michaels are you giving 28 days or how many Michaels are you giving 28 years later the Bones Temple?
Out of 10 Michaels, I think I'm giving it 7.5.
Okay, I'm giving it 8 Michaels.
Okay, we're really close.
We're very close on this. This movie was so much better than I thought it was going to be.
It's really good.
It is a very well done film.
And honestly, you don't need to know a ton going into it. Like you should watch the first movie, but like the first 28 years later. But you don't necessarily need to watch the first two.
I think you do need to watch 28 years later.
Yes.
You don't. Yeah. Okay. Yes, you're right. You don't need to watch 28 days later. But I would be familiar with the concept.
Yes.
And some of the characters. Really quick before we go forward, you just got our review. We both obviously enjoyed the film, or you didn't get our review. You just got our quick thoughts. We both enjoyed the film. We gave it 7.5, 8 out of 10. Going forward, there will be spoilers.
Yes, okay?
yes. So you got the gist. We liked it. Going forward, there will be spoilers.
Okay. First of all, the elephant in the room. I loved the Cillian Murphy cameo at the very end.
Yeah, that was so well done.
I thought I got more satisfaction out of that cameo than most MCU cameos in modern memory. Like the payoff on that reveal to me, there was an actual applause in the audience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you can actually make the audience react on an auditory level in a movie theater, that's a good moment.
They set it up so well too with the beginning with like the hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, because they do have Cillian Murphy's like audio at the very beginning from 28 days later.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that you need to be familiar with from the first movie is the fact that Cillian Murphy was like the main character or whatever. Yeah. But I wouldn't necessarily say that it's important to have watched that movie for the plot. And 28 weeks later, also I've seen both of those. I don't necessarily think that's important to the plot either. All you really need to know is that like there's a zombie apocalypse going on, and then you need to know, obviously 28 years later, like who the main characters are.
Right.
So it's not like you necessarily need to watch the entire first 3 movies as this 4th movie, but there is some homework that you need to do.
Yeah, this movie though tonally is very different than the rest. I thought this movie, which is why I really enjoyed it a lot. I watched 28 Years Later for the first time about an hour before I went to go see The Bones Temple.
Yeah,
I thought it was fine. Like it was okay. It wasn't really that scary. These films aren't that scary. They're just kind of very graphic.
Yes.
But the movie was fine. This one tonally was so different. It like keeps you. It's paced really well to where, to me, like I was laughing throughout, and it was still hitting the moments that needed to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe what they're doing on screen. They still hit there.
I will say, the more I think about it, the first one and the second one I did find kind of scary, more from like a people aspect. Well,
Right.
The first one I thought the people were the scariest part, and then the second one I actually did kind of think both the people and the zombies were kind of scary. But that aside, I loved the whole dynamic between Kelson and Samson. I thought that was a very original take on like a zombie apocalypse movie of like becoming friends with the zombie, first of all. Like not just like tame, like in The Walking Dead or something. Like I think there's like a character. I've never actually seen The Walking Dead, but I think there's a character who has like a zombie on a leash or something like that. Yeah. But in this movie, like he literally like drugs the zombie and then like does dances with him.
Yeah,
and stuff.
He is a beautiful relationship. It's a very beautiful human story.
Yes, because then he's dragging the human out of the zombie.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like he's delving into the zombie's psyche.
It's the first time in any zombie movie, really, I felt like I was like, oh, the mind is still intact. The soul is still intact. And they showcase that brilliantly.
Very, very well. Like Samson is a character.
Yeah.
In this, like I can't think of another zombie movie where once somebody becomes a zombie, they stay a character. Like in most zombie movies or something, when someone gets bit and they turn, like they're dead. Like their character's over and now they're just a monster.
Is Samson the next generation like Avenger in that universe?
Avenger.
Because think about it. He has his mind back, and even though he has his mind back, he still has his like infected alpha abilities. So he still like takes out so many infected, protecting himself while not really being in danger of anything happening to him anymore.
I'm really curious how much of his mind he has back.
He's he's literally now a superhuman.
Yes. But also, I mean, like, he seems like to have a very basic grasp of language.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he does know who people, like, he knows who Kelson is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's demonstrating some awareness. But I don't think that he's, like, a fully cognitive human being.
But no, he was aware enough to be like, okay, Kelson at the end, I'm going to take your body. I'm going to take you away.
Yeah.
He's aware enough to be motivated enough to just do that and not really care about Jimmy, who is alive when he sees Samson. And not really like go nuts. He may have been aware enough to where he may have been watching the events take place, and then when everybody left, he then decided to go get him because he may have realized that may have been the best chance.
Maybe so. But also there was that scene on the train where he was like, "Oh, I don't have a ticket." Like he was clearly not aware that he was like in the middle of a post-apocalyptic zombie world.
Yeah.
So it's like it will be fascinating in the next movie to see what exactly is going on in his brain.
Yeah.
Because I do think that there's some ambiguity there. That being said, I did love the scene where Kelson was giving that rock and roll performance as the devil.
So good.
I would have.
That was crazy. People were actually applauding.
Oh yeah. After that dance number, after that musical number,
people actually erupted.
We had a good audience. We had a good theater.
Our theater wasn't. Everyone I talked to, every theater erupted.
See, this is what I mean. Like watching a Marvel movie on opening night used to be like that.
Yeah.
Where people were active and engaged and clapping and like having a good time as a community. There's been less and less of that. This movie like effectively, successfully accomplished that, which I think is like the great hallmark of like a franchise movie.
And I think it's a very big deal when a movie is this good in January. January is typically the dump month. Where like maybe movies that aren't that great come out around this time.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. And this isn't even like one of my favorite franchises or anything, and I still really enjoyed it. And I really liked the villain too. Just like straight up evil Satanist, cult leader, manipulator, you know, who honestly believes his own bullshit.
Yeah, truly does.
Legitimately thinks that he's like the son of the devil, and that, you know, and he's intimidating. He seems to have a good backstory.
Jack O'Connell is concerningly really great at playing villain characters.
Yeah, back to back,
amazing villain performances.
Legendary villain performances.
Yeah, crazy work.
I hope he doesn't get typecasted. Or if he does, actually,
I'm fine with it. I'm good with it. Let him be any villain ever.
He does really good at it.
He's so good at being a villain.
He's so good as villains.
He's so good.
Yeah.
But definitely go see 28 Years Later, the Bone Temple in theaters while you can.
Oh my god, great experience.
Such a good experience.
Was there anything else about this movie? So the Kelson guy played was also Voldemort, right?
Yes, he had a lot of Voldemort physicality in this role, actually, which was really fun to see. Ralph Fiennes was perfect in this role. He's such a great actor. He's perfect in this role. He really drives the movie in every single way. Just such a good character who I don't believe is dead at the end.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Samson takes him off when he's still alive.
I
think there was like some type of visual cue of his last breath, but I'm like, no, I don't think so.
Everyone was saying, though, you're not going to survive that. Everyone is like, for the sad one.
I've seen you know what? In a world where we thought the infected could never be cured, maybe he could survive.
Well, then
I don't know.
Well, then maybe Jack O'Connell's character doesn't die either, because we actually don't see. He's like just hanging upside down on the cross, but maybe he gets like, you know, cut down or something. Maybe.
It would be interesting if he became an alpha. I don't know. Maybe that's too Marvel thinking. I don't know.
Yeah, cameo. Like he comes back as a cameo.
But so the thing that sucks is that 28 Years Later came out. These two movies came out within 6 months of each other.
Yeah.
The thing that sucks is that they haven't filmed 28 Years Later, the third film, whatever that ends up being called. So we're probably going to have to wait like 2 years for that movie to come out.
Right. It's going to take a long time for that.
So that kind of sucks because now I feel spoiled.
That does suck. But at the same time, we have plenty of stuff in the meantime to fill our time. Lots of cool stuff coming out.
But again, how cool is it that those two movies came out within 6 months?
I do really like that when they do that. Like, I'm glad that they did that for Wicked. I'm glad they did that for the Avatar movies, because we waited like 10 years between the first
Avatar, we still waited like 2 years.
Yeah, but I think that they were also making the third movie at the same time they were making the second movie, right? And that's because they knew that if we're not doing this, then it's going to take 10 years between every movie.
And I believe they have filmed actually a chunk of Avatar 4.
Okay, exactly. So I do like when they look ahead and to cut down on our wait time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're doing that for Invincible too, where we don't even have season 4 yet. They're making season 5 too.
Yeah,
you know?
Which is good.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for Invincible this year.
Oh, when is it coming out?
March.
Oh,
we're so close.
Soon.
In March, we are getting Daredevil Born Again Season 2, Invincible, and the final season of The Boys all at once.
Nice.
It's going to be a crazy month for superhero shows.
Dude, this is going to be a good year.
It's going to be a good year.
It's January 2026. This is going to be a good year.
It's going to be a great year. Next episode, we'll talk a little bit about Wonder Man. I'm going to the Wonder Man premiere this week.
Oh, hello.
So that'll be fun. So we'll talk a little bit about that. I do not know if our next episode will release next Saturday. We do release on Saturdays. But next, it may be a little bit iffy just because I'm traveling for the Wonder Man premiere. You're traveling a little bit. So we'll try our best. We'll see what happens. Just stay tuned. Keep watching us at the Drive-In Movie Pod on socials for updates and all that fun stuff.
Right. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Leave a 5-star review. You can leave comments there too.
Yeah.
Or on YouTube or whatever. What else? Sign up for our Patreon.
Yes. Watch Michael react to One Piece.
I am posting every single episode. I'm reacting to every single full One Piece episode in sub. Posting those full episode reactions to Patreon. So sign up for that if you want to watch One Piece with me. And thanks for driving in with us.
Yeah, thank you guys for driving in with us.
All right, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.